everyone, Denise Robinson from By the Bay Kinesiology and the Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology Modality. Today I wanted to show you a little bit about some of the things that happen in a kinesiology session. I get asked all the time, what do you do in a session? So firstly, we often sit down with our client, we have a chat and talk about what's going on for them. What are their stresses? What are their physical symptoms? And what do they want to achieve out of the session? What stuff do they want to clear and feel lighter with? So we talk about that and construct sort of a goal or a context for the session. Then they jump on the table. Once they're on the table, we dive into a few pre-checks. We check the muscle is working. We check that their brain is working. We do some brain points. We do different switching points and check that the meridians are online. We check that their hydration is working so that the body is hydrated and responding. We balance the nervous system. This one's super powerful. We have a particular protocol that we do to make sure the nervous system is balanced so that the rest of the balance that we're going to do will hold. We also check the thymus, which is your immune system as well. Once we've done all those pre-checks, we check that the person is willing to be part of the balance, that they're willing to clear their stuff and they're willing to accept the benefits of the balance. Then we go into checking all their connection points. We check their spirit, their mind, their body, heart, and their earth connection, as well as oneness. And then we dive into making sure they have no negative attachments or entities that they're carrying around with them, that they haven't got anyone else's energy on them, and they're not surrogating for anyone else either. Once we've done all of that, we then dive into what protocols we need to work with. So every person is completely different. And so we don't know what's going to come up until they're on the table. But we might be working with some suppressed energy or some hidden energy. We might need to look at self-esteem. We might need to look at a love protocol or oxygen, which is breathing and not feeling smothered. We might need to look at money in abundance or some lack mentality that is going on for someone. There's cross-patterning. We look at they're getting reactive within things within their life. We also go into fixation. Maybe they're fixated on a particular thing, a person, a job, an activity, an addiction, things like that we look at too. We can go into I modes. These are areas within the brain in which we have something trapped and we're kind of stuck on. And so we do the different I modes to basically change and shift the energy. And we've got I mode cards that we use for that process to tap into different areas of the brain. So that's really fascinating. We look at sabotage programs. It's a big one. So we look at how someone might be sabotaging themselves and what program they've got running and what limiting belief is underlying all of that. We also look at the age, and we age recess back to their current, what age is underlying the stress that's happening in their body and the pattern that they're repeating, because we often do patterns on repeat, and the subconscious mind that's where it comes from. So we work on clearing that from the subconscious mind. We look at who might be involved at a particular age. So it might be going back to, when they're age 7, maybe they had a car accident and maybe then that's triggered them to feel a certain way about certain things in their life, or maybe their parents separated when they were younger, or maybe they were abused. So we look at all of those things to find the patterns and what's going on and then remedies to clear it. Then we go into all the energy systems. So in the Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology Modality, we look at the elements. So we look at the fire, earth, metal, water, wood in the body. We look at all the different meridians. So we go into the 14 different meridians as well as the 8 extra meridians, and they run through all your body. They're connected to all your organs. There's acupressure points that run all along the body, and we connect to all of those, and we may use those acupressure points to shift and clear energy. It's super powerful. We use essential oils on them. We use acupressure tools. And we've got shamanic wands and things like that we use to activate those healing points and shift energy. We also look at the 8 extra meridians, which is super powerful as well at shifting energy through the body in like a figure 8 kind of energy pattern. So we have a whole protocol for balancing those. We go into the chakras. So you've got your 7 main major chakras, and then you have all of your minor chakras that we look at that are related to those. For example, hands, which are related to heart chakra, and there's so many others all along the body. So we're going to all of those. We also look at the transpersonal chakras, which are the 6 chakras off the body. You've got your earth star chakra below the feet, and you've got another 5 chakras up above the head. We delve into those, and your 7 aura layers, which come out of the body, which is the aura that you're emitting out into the universe. So we look at balancing all of those. We see where your patterns and your energy blockages are in your system, and then we balance them and clear them. So how do we do that? In Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology, we are one of the only modalities that works with remedies and works with the metaphysical energy of those remedies. We tap into the emotions. So with every energy system that comes up, we dive into emotions, like what emotion is online in the heart chakra, what emotion is going on in the triple womb meridian, what emotion is happening in the mental body, and so on. So we use all these different reference charts to tune in and get a deeper connection with the client. And everything is about, it's client-based, it's what's going on for them. and connecting to what's happening with them in a deeper layer. And then from there, we go into a whole heap of remedies to balance the body. So in this modality, we use a heap of remedies. So we go into crystals. So we might look at using crystal wands, for example, and diving into where do we need it on the body, on an acupressure point. Maybe we need to do some figure eights or circles. Maybe we just need to place it on the body somewhere. And then we connect the client with what are they seeing? What does it look like? What does it remind them of? There's a whole heap that comes with every remedy. We look at essential oils. So we will tap into different oils and what they mean. We go into the scent of the oil, as well as we look at a visual. So we would go into a particular oil and look at the card and go, what do you see when you're looking at that oil? And then we may place that on the body somewhere as well, the same as what we would do with crystals. We also look at color therapy. So with color therapy, we may get them to look at a color card. So we've got those as an option. We may use a color light torch. And so we've got many different colors here. You would test up, muscle test what color they would need. So maybe it was turquoise and maybe we need to do something on the body and shed some light in an area. Maybe they need it over the third eye or on the head. I'm not sure. But there's an energy there that we can put on. We can tune into these and unclip a card and put it on the body in an area as well. And then there's color glasses. So it might mean that they need a particular color glass that they need to wear, and we would get them to pop that on. And this is about them needing to see things differently. So we look at all of that. We also go into sound healing. So there's heaps of remedies we use in the modality. It might be things like a singing bowl and getting them to connect to the energy of sound. And we might do this over the body somewhere. We might use tuning forks. So we've got like chakra tuning forks and meridian tuning forks, where we might do these and direct it over an area of the body and get them to tune into their ears as well. And we've got a whole heap of other sound remedies as well that we use in this modality. We might use shamanic healing tools. So there's a lot of healing tools and things that we use in this modality. So these might be used on acupressure points. They might be used through chakras, through the aura. They might be used to clear negative entities and attachments. So we can do that. We can even just get the person to hold one and connect to the energy and see what it feels like for them when they're connecting to it. We could use them at their feet as well and be gridding them with different remedies. We use aura color cards as well. There's a whole lot that we do with those. And there's a whole lot of balancing sprays and oils that we use over the body. For example, we could use a clearing spray and we could get them to connect to that and what that represents for them, or a 5-element or chakra balancing spray to shift energy through the body. We also have roller bottle oils that we use. So we've got ones like the Divine Feminine Goddess oil that it might be that they need. And so we can get them to, rub it onto them and then rub it together and then breathe in to bring that energy into their body. So there's things like that that we use as well. And then we've got oracle cards. So it might be they need to pull an oracle card and connect to the meaning of the card. So we might, shuffle the cards and connect to that and then pull a card. And whatever the card is, then tuning into what that means. So there's that as well that we use. We use affirmations and we may tap them into the body. So making sure the brain tunes into the affirmations and connect to those affirmations as well. So there's processes we do with layering with affirmations. So it's not just about saying it, but it's about really getting them to connect to it. And then one of my favorite things that we use as well, and there's so many other things, is nature. So we bring in nature. We use a lot of shamanic energy in these courses. So we might be using things like shells and different energies that we connect to. So we might have shells and stuff that we're using, and we might use them on the body in different ways. It might be an observation thing where they're needing to look at it, or they're needing to hold it and connect to a different energy. We might use feathers. So I've got a collection up here. I've got quite a few feathers, but we might need a particular feather that then we're using as well to balance and clear a chakra, to send energy through. Oh, that one's moving. It's doing something. And they will shift and move energy as well really beautifully. So there's lots of different things that we can use in nature, including vials. So we also use things like salt water and rainwater and river water, and we use, liquid tree sap and things like that, which really enhance the energy of a session. So once we've done all that, we recheck that their goal is holding, that their emotions are now solid lock, and no longer a stress, and that everything is tied together and feels really balanced. So there's a quick snapshot of what happens in a kinesiology session based around the Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology modality. If you want to know more, please go and check out my website, www.bythebaykinesiology.com.au, or the Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology website, which is emotionsandmetaphysical.kinesiology.com. And we have teachers and instructors all around the globe that can teach you kinesiology wherever you are, including some online options. So head to the website to check that out.